Alright, hello everyone. It is Soul17 here. Now sure like usual, I don't know this picture, non-paid video. Alright, okay. So, like I all said, I was gonna make this. I talked to my friend, we kinda came up with some things. And, well, I'm kind of going to, in this part, bring some characters. Alright? So, tomorrow is gonna be deku soul leveling. But it's gonna be, I don't know, somewhere at an afternoon maybe. Because, well, not upload time. The upload time will be at 12 midnight or in the later day. Later in the night. Because I would rather sleep and let it upload than have my, well, internet slowness be hours while I'm awake, because I'm gonna be doing some stuff online and I can't. Well, the upload speed would go very slow. So yes. Anyways, this is a part 2 to what if Deku had the ultramatrix. If I just want to say this real quick, if I do not make the Deku soul leveling, because that's gonna be in Korea. He's gonna go to Korea because it's gonna, like I said, be a part of the whole entire solo leveling. So some stuff in Korea is gonna happen from the series. All right. So, anyways, we're continuing on with this. Hopefully you like this part. A lot of people have been asking for this. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, if I don't make that, I'm gonna probably make I'm gonna try to get my Izuku with a blood manipulation quirk out. Another part to that. I wanna focus probably somewhere on some what-ifs more than others, so. But it doesn't matter, continuing on. So, and where we start is Izuku, Trix, Mina, and Kirishima are all at UA. Basically, Kirishima was like, I can't believe we're here. And I'm pretty amazed. Which Mina goes like, I know. I didn't think we were actually gonna make it in here. Izuku just chuckles, like, Dr. Paradox already told us this. We're gonna be heroes. And, well, it's gonna be fun, I think. It might be even an interesting year. Let's just hope none of the Ben 10's aliens adventures happen, because that's gonna be a really, really weird thing happening to us a lot then. Which Kirishima nods. Along with Mina, Trix just sighs and be like, well, you have the ultramatrix, so it's gonna happen probably. And Zuko goes like, well, as long as it doesn't, harm our studies and prevent us becoming heroes, I'm fine with it. And she just smiles and be like, good, because you're gonna probably happen a lot to you. That's gonna be the reason why you're the number one hero anyways. Which is, you don't believe in my abilities? She goes, no, I do. I'm just saying, there's gonna be regular hero work and then alien fighting hero work. So, come on, let's go. Class starts pretty soon. Well, for you guys, I'm in the support course. And which Mina goes like, I know, that's gonna be so cool. You're gonna make us all cool support gear. All cool support gear, basically. And Trix goes like, I know, and I'm especially gonna help out, Izuku here. And he goes like, yeah, if I have my transformations, I'm pretty much done. Which Kirishima goes like, nah, you're good on your own. I mean, you're pretty quick. It's like, thanks. So they walk into UA, and they're just talking. Bakugo is already in class, and he already puts up his feet, he does arguing with him. So, they find class 1A, and Zuko was like, does someone have a giant quirk here? Or is that just because of someone really tall? Mina shrugs. Kirishima was like, I don't know, bro, but doesn't matter. Come on. As, they open up the door, Bakugo and Ida are fighting, and Zuko was like, wow, this is interesting. Alright, hold on. Alright, sorry, just had to put a wood in the fireplace. Well, wood burn stove. So anyways. So, as Bakugo looks over, and he was like, the damn nerds here. Damn it. As then Ida sees Izuku, and he was like, he basically, he's thinking, it's that boy, it's that other student who was able to transform into those different forms. Ida was curious, and he doesn't understand how it works, so he will go to Izuku, and Mina and Kirishima goes like, hello there, my name is Tenant Ida. It's a pleasure to meet you three. Izuku, it's nice to meet you, Ida. Izuku Midoriya, Mina Ashido, and Enjiro Kirishima. And basically he was like, it's a pleasure to meet you three. Anyways, I think I made Ida be somewhat jerky, like I usually would. So Ida does apologize to Izuku for a reason. And Izuku goes like, it's fine. So, the mind move, and then all of a sudden Uraka shows up. He goes, hey, I remember that green scruffy hair. And he's like, scruffy? And he, turns around and he goes like, oh, it's you. That girl I saved, right? He goes, Ochako Uraka, she says. And he was like, Izuku Midoriya. Then Mina says, Mina Ashido. Kirishima was Enjiro Kirishima. And then he says, Tenya Ida. And he goes, it's nice to meet you four. Anyways, thank you for saving me. He's like, it's fine. It really wasn't nothing special. That's what anyone would do that was trying to be a hero, right? She does nod, but still thanks him again. He was like, you helped me out too, so it's no biggie. In which she's, which Izuku, Kirishima, Ida, Ochako, and Ida all going back into the class. Izuku notices Aizawa, basically, because I'm saying he's right behind the desk. So he's like, yellow sleeping bag. Guess it is a razor head. If you guys are wondering, I'm adding a few backstories with certain characters. Well, with certain people, but I'm not gonna say who. I'm just gonna say that Zuko knows some pro heroes only by chance. So, yeah. Anyways, continuing on. As everyone's sitting down, talking, Kirishima is saying, hey guys, I found this poster on the way here. It was before me and Mina meet up, which Izuku's seeing it, and he was like, the Circus of Terror? And then all of a sudden, because Izuku and Trix are connected, linked together, he would say, thinking, weird name, Circus of Terror. And then, he would hear Trix going like, oh no. And she's like, Trix? What's wrong? He was like, I don't know if it's exactly the same, but there was a villain that Ben fought. He goes, okay, what's the problem then? It was a clown named Zombo. Hold on. Zombozo, she says. That was his name. I was like, what was his whole entire thing? He goes, he gained more power from fear. And, at first, Ben was afraid of him, and he transformed into an alien called Ghost Freak. He could named him, and well, that's how he defeated him. But someone else finally killed him off. Which Izuku was like, huh, do you know who it was? He goes, But, I don't know for sure, but I have a feeling it was his cousin Gwen. So, just, alright. Basically, Izuku looks at the date. He goes, Circuits is coming to Japan next month. Gotta try to get some DNA so I can try to get something similar to Ghost Freak or Ghost Freak himself. Which, Trix goes, I would not recommend that. If you have Ghost Freak, there's a chance he may try to take over and somehow not be a part of the Omnitrix anymore. Which, she was like, huh? That can happen? She goes, he did it once before, he'll do it again. So I wouldn't recommend trying getting Ghost Freak. Which she goes like, good point. Thanks, Trix. Good luck in your class. She goes, no problem. I'm multitasking, talking to you and working. So, I'll talk to you later. Bye. And she leaves, basically. So, Mina and, Kirishima knew what was happening since he kept on making weird faces. Jiro comes over and was like, hey, you okay? And he does, he does, look over to the side, and, he sees Jiro, basically. Yeah, sorry, it's just something, thoughts pop in my head, and made some weird faces. My friends don't know what's happening, and they're like, yeah, it's, his girlfriend's Quirk. Well, a part of it. So, they talk sometimes together in their head, and he goes like, oh, sorry about that. Anyways, Kyoko Jiro, it's nice to meet you. He goes like, Izuku Midoriya. So, they basically shake hands, but here's the thing. One of Jiro's fingers did touch the Omnitrix, and like usual, Izuku gets, in this case, 2 aliens. One is Echo. The other alien is, that alien when Ben was turned to a werewolf, but he was basically able to, the werewolf was able to open his mouth and, shoot sound waves? Yeah, that one. I'll look up the name right now. Okay, just want to make sure. Basically, the name that he had was Ben Wolf, but then Ben changed it to Blitzwolfer. So he gets a, transformation. And he's thinking, cool, because he heard DNA found, get Echo, and Blitzwolfer. And he's like, sweet. 2 aliens at once. So, basically, overall, he meets people, he gets some DNA, but not much to give him any more aliens. Basically, he gets a few. I do not have my phone because there was a list of ones what would have gave him the aliens. I will tell you which ones they are in the next episode, but my phone is charging and I am taking care of the fire, so I will let you know in the next episode. Or just let you guys know in the community tab. But there's a thing that will happen that will make that obsolete. You know why? Because overprotective girlfriend. Legit. So yes, and basically there's a reason why for this. You'll see later in the episode. So, what happens is then Aizawa comes up. He goes like, "It took you 30 minutes to get quiet in class. That won't do. Every time is precious when you're a hero. Now everyone shut up." Which then he goes like, "Sir, who are you?" And he was like, "My name is Shoto Aizawa. I am your homeroom teacher for the next 3 years. So, let's try to enjoy our time together, problem children. Anyways, put on these gym uniforms, and before anyone asks a question, orientation doesn't happen when I'm in class. Because time, like I already said, is way more precious when you're trying to save someone's life than goofing off with these silly orientations or heroes. Well, or should I say, your heroes in training. You should learn this as soon as possible. As Izuku gets up, and he basically goes up and grabs the gym uniform. He was like, "Hello there, Razorhead. It's been a while." And he goes, "Midoriya Izuku. It's a pleasure to see you again." Which everyone is shocked, even Bahio. He's like, "You guys know each other?" Denki says, and he goes, "Yeah. I mean, I met him one time." It was, should I? He was like, "Go ahead. I don't care." I was like, "Alright." So basically, Izuku explains the story how he met. So, flashback. As Izuku's walking along when he is, well, after he was done being taught by Azimuth and Paradox. Basically. He's just, it's basically close to his home, but not that close enough to like be near houses. So it's in the city and it's technically at night. He goes, "Okay, so Mom needed me to run to the store to get these groceries and huh? Is that a yellow sleeping bag?" Okay. So Izuku walks over to the sleeping bag and he pokes it and it moves. And he goes like, "What the? Is a homeless guy in here?" And then all of a sudden, Aizawa comes out of the sleeping bag. He was like, "Oh my god, a homeless zombie, I think." What the? Oh wait, it's a person. Never mind. And basically, Aizawa looks at me and was like, "Hey, kid, I'm trying to work. Well, actually, on my break." He's like, "Sorry about that. Wait, are you a pro hero?" "Yeah." "Where are you going, kid?" He's like, "Just getting some groceries." He's like, "Oh, okay, be safe." So basically, Zuko nods and, goes over to the store to get groceries. And, well, this is kind of still in his middle school year. So, he does have the Omnitrix. So basically, Izuku, since he already met Kirishima, he does have Diamond Head. So, well, no, not Diamond. He already had Diamond Head. He had Chromostone. I mean, so this person, Izuku's getting the groceries, and the person, well, does come in and robbing the store. He says, "Everyone get on your hands and knees," and he shoots the gun off in the air. So, everyone gets down, including Izuku, but he's in the far back. There's no cameras around, he's checking, and then basically the guy then, at the registers, it's like, "Pro heroes will come in," and then he basically shoots off, energy. He has an energy-based quirk. He shoots an energy blast at the guy's, near his head, but misses as it pierces it. And he goes, "Give me all your money now in this bag," basically. So Izuku is seeing this, and he goes, "I guess it's hero time." And then basically all of a sudden, the guy about to use his quirk again realized he can't use it. Aizawa's there. And he's like, "Surrender, villain." Basically. And, well, the villain turns around. He was like, "A Razorhead. I heard you were part of this, watch over this part of the town. That's why I brought a gun." Which Aizawa was, scarf goes and he grabs the guy's arm. He's, run over. The dude, this villain knew this was gonna happen, so he shoots the gun anyways, and Aizawa dodges the bullet, and the guy uses this point to knee Aizawa in the face, making him stumble back. And of course, we saw an anime. I thought I was very skilled, but I'm saying this, and I'm just saying, in this one, I thought I would dodge a bullet. So of course, he was focused on dodging the bullet and on the guy, but Azal couldn't react because he just dodged the bullets. So he does get kneed in the face, and then Zuko, finds a chroma stone and presses, lightly, on the Omnitrix and turns into chroma stone, basically. And he walks out of where he was, all the way to the villain can see him, as he basically turns around, he's like, what are you? He was like, it doesn't matter, villain, surrender. And maybe you get a light sentence. And he was like, dumb kid. Or whatever you are. As then he basically shoots Izuku with his quirk. As it just, absorbs. And he goes like, raw move. And then he basically shoots the energy blast at him, sending him flying out of the store and into a pole, leaving him unconscious. Well, actually into a rail and leaving him unconscious. Which Aizawa gets up. He's like, huh? Oh, what are, as then Izuku de-transforms, and he goes, sorry about that. He's like, you're the, look kid, you shouldn't be using your quirk. And he was like, technically my quirk is this, but it's more of a transform. He's like, okay, mutation, so in transformation, still using your quirk, but in this circumstances, I'll say it's self-defense. Well, thanks for the help, kid. Anyways, I'll have other pro heroes, so, arrest him after I tie him up. And he was like, sure. Then Zuko gets the groceries and leaves. And Zuko says, and that's how I met Eraserhead. And which everyone is shocked by, which Bakugo was like, what the? And so, Eraserhead was like, yep. Hey, you never told me your quirk. And he was like, oh, well, it's a mutation transformation, but it's how can I say this right? It's bioscan. He's like, huh? Even everyone's confused. He's like, well, the thing is, I can scan from, anyone who basically touches, as in basically lifts his arm up, showing how long the Omnitrix goes up to. And he's like, everyone was shocked, and he was like, yeah, as long as someone touches any part of, my quirk, it basically scans the DNA of someone's, and quirk then kind of matches it up with some creature, animal sometimes, and it's sort of like an alien, but it looks like it, but I don't really know what it is. All I know is I can transform into them afterwards, and it's kind of really hard to explain what they are. It's just a combination of the person's quirk with an animal, and you get what it is. So I was like, huh. So how did you get that crystal alien rock creature? Wait, isn't it even an alien? It's like, I just call it chroma stone. I give them names, so I guess it's just a crystal rock. If you're the one to think about it. He goes, huh, how is that explained if it's an animal? I was like, well, that's the thing. That's what I thought at first, and then it just turns out it would match up to anything that would be suitable. So, yeah, he's like, huh. So how did he get it? He was like, oh, well, I found someone who had crystal quirk, and I accidentally bumped into them. It was not our preset, but I bumped into them, and then it skinned them, and it gave me two new transformations: a diamond head and chroma stone. He's like, huh. So diamond head is yeah, basically. He's like, I see. Alright, well, that doesn't really matter. Anyways, I want to get going. As Zuko's going out, Mina, Kirishima, get their uniforms, run after him. You're like, dude, Kirishima, hold on. I mean, okay, so Kirishima says, bro, good explanation. It's like, yeah, I know. I mean, Trix helped me with it, some of it. It was the best way we could think of. So, as Trix done in his head, goes like, you're welcome, Izuku. It's like, thank you, babe. It's no problem. It goes, I mean, he just smiles, and he was like, well, that's nice of her. He was like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense, really. He's like, uh-huh. So, I mean, what else do you think is going to be fun? He's like, well, I didn't want to tell him how I got it. I just said I bumped into someone with a crystal. If I said it was Kirishima, they would have thought something else. Hold on. Alright, sorry about everyone. I just have my dog right next to me. My dad came out of the room. So, I just had to pause. But anyways. So, everyone goes and change. And I don't think I made Mineta. Well, Mineta would be in there, but... And let's just say it was Shinzo. Shinzo's there too, so... No, actually, nah. Mineta's there. I mean... Yeah. So... Yeah, Mineta's there. Everything goes out the same. And, well... What happens is, though... Izuku makes sure to shakes everyone's hand. I mean... Denki was the first one to shake his hand. Don't forget about what his Quirk does. He gets the DNA of that. He gets the DNA of, well, Koda, Sero, Double Arms. He gets the DNA of every boy, basically. Including Mineta, which wasn't really giving him any, I think, alien. Probably. And then after that, the girls... did have some questions besides Mina. He did tell them about it, and he did shake everyone's hand besides Enuraka, even though he got DNA from her. He has to make sure he isn't, So, yes, and Mina. So basically, he doesn't want them to know that. And I think Momo was like, oh yeah, you're Corey. He was like, yep, thank you for the new transformations. Which everyone's like, we forgot. Michael was like, you forgot something from me too, I think. Damn it. So yeah. So, after that, let's just say let's just say as Outcome was there, he was like, alright everyone, here's the thing. This test is basically going to determine if you're going to stay in UA or not. Well, by that, I mean in the hero course. So, here's the thing. One of you can throw the ball. And then you're going to do other tests. So, first up, we got first place. Come on up, basically. Bakugo's walking up, and then all of a sudden, he goes, not you, him. And then Izuku Midoriya basically walks up. And Bakugo's like, what the? How? He was like, easy. This kid got a lot more points than you. That's how. So, Izuku grabs the ball. He was like, how far? He's like, without your Quirk. He's like, alright. So basically, he throws the ball, which is his normal strength, which technically he would not slack off on it. And he gets around a good 150 meters. It was impressive. Most kids who, don't use their Quirks only get about maybe 20 to 50. Or even 75. He goes, thanks. Now then. And then he goes with someone that's strong. I forget how strong some aliens are, so... he goes with 4 arms. So... basically, when Aizawa froze him the ball, he goes, alright then. And then he just throws the ball, and it goes about 3,000 meters. 3,000 or 2,000 meters. So, as everyone was shocked by this, and Baku was just pissed. As then, people would say, oh, we can use our quirks, cool. As then, Aizawa just glared at them, and he was like, alright. I already said anyone who basically doesn't pass will get out of UA or, well, expelled. So, you want to think this is a game. And it was like gulping, and Izuku just sighs after he transforms, and everything goes the same, and Izuku pretty much wipes everyone. So, yeah. I mean, he gets at least first place. Bakugo second, Todoroki third, which Bakugo is way more angry than canon, because Izuku showed him up. So, after that, I mean, Bakugo would not try to rush at Izuku, but he wants to make sure Izuku would suffer. So, Bakugo in this one will try to make fun of Izuku as much as possible, or at least try to irritate him. Sometimes he's just angry because Izuku is better than him, and he doesn't even understand it. But I have plans for Bakugo in this one something to happen to him. So yeah, it's gonna suck. So anyways though, so after that, the day goes on. When, as I said, he was just lying, Mida is still safe in it, and well, that day goes normally. So, and when lunch period, Trix comes over, assists with Izuku, and technically everyone from the support course class is like, what? And she goes, how are you, Izuku? How was class? He was like, hold on. Alright, sorry. But anyways, so as Izuku, says that, she goes, I know, but still, I want, act normal a little bit. He was like, I know. So, anyways, that was class. She just starts saying what she did and what she built. I mean, she basically adapted the stuff that, she's building to, tech, but everyone's still surprised on how advanced it is. Not even Paolo, she says, even can, understand it. He was like, well, I mean, you are the smartest person I know, and the most beautiful one. And her face goes red. She goes, oh, thanks. It's like, no problem. Which everyone is shocked from class 1A. Bakugo just like, whatever. So, after that, Izuku and her chat, and she does saying, I'm gonna talk to Asmith later about something. Alright? He was, okay, why? She goes, well, I'm kind of concerned, and I got this weird feeling something's gonna happen that you're not gonna be prepared for, so I'm just gonna ask him something. It's nothing bad, I promise. She was like, okay, I trust you. It's like, thank you. Crap, it's almost the end of the lunch period. I don't want to leave your side. She hugs his arm and he's like, we live together, come on. It's like, but I miss you so much, basically. As this little scene happens, most of the guys in the parkour are like, we had no chance. Basically, Denki's like, I wish I had a girlfriend. Kirushin was like, I'm sorry, bro, but you'll get one someday. He's like, what about you? As then Mina is holding his hand, and he's like, yep, we've been dating. He's like, I'm so single and alone. So after that whole scene, the day goes on like normal. So, we just have then we go to a house, basically, where a man in a, well, in a black robe just basically was saying, Charmcaster, please come to me. He was like, yes, Uncle Hex, as basically she comes down. He was like, the rune stone has been fixed. You're lucky it wasn't able to be fixed and wasn't damaged that badly. He's like, I know, I'm sorry. He's like, that's fine. The important thing was you brought it back to me. That was what I already said. So, I want you to do something. And she was like, yes, so what is it? He was like, find the person who broke this. And by any means. And make him pay, make regret for what he did to you that day. And she goes, oh, really? He goes, yes. Consider this your redemption for breaking the rune stone of mine. He's like, I won't fail you, Uncle. And he goes, basically I'm making Hex a little bit more, not arrogant and bossy, but he's a lot more, how can I say this? He's the same but different. All these heroes are, all the villains of Ben 10 are like that. Somewhat, basically. So, he goes, I know, and if you have to run away or complications happen, that is fine. I'll understand. Just thank you again. Just prepare yourself, Charmcaster. She goes, right, Uncle. So after that, she goes up to her room and she starts preparing. And Hex is thinking, I pray for the safety of whoever will, that harm my, niece. And then all of a sudden, Baku sneezes and goes like, ugh, someone talking about me? So, after that, we go to, I have to put a log on the fire, hold on. Alright, so basically after that, the day goes on. Izuku, Trix, and Kirishima and Mina are all walking. Basically, Trix is telling them about what she did. Kirishima and Mina saying that's so cool. Basically, she was able to build, what she built was basically, it was like kind of a hero support item of armor, but it would have been more high-tech looking, but instead it was dumbed down to only Earth level high-tech. So, basically though, the metal will not break and by anything, not even by a bazooka, or it has to be hit by a meteor to even make a fracture in it, or cracks. Which they thought that's cool. Then she talks about how she learned about the history of support items and how that happened. She goes on and on and on. She says Earth's technology is so less than advanced, but it's so interesting how it all happened. And Zuka just smiles at this. So they go their separate ways, and then Zuka gets home. He says, Mom, I'm home. Hey, Azimuth. And Azimuth's, on basically the table. He was like, Midoriya, hello. How was school? He was like, good. Just basically got some new aliens. He was like, that's good. Anyways, do you have any homework I can help you with? He's like, nah, it's fine. Just I'm in my room. And basically Trickster says, Azimuth, can I talk to you real quick? And he just says, alright, Trix, what is it? And so, she sits down. Izuku says, I'll cut off the mental link. She goes, alright. And he does. In which Inko, hugs her son. He says, hi, Mom. School was great. And he just says what he did, how well he did. She was proud of him. She said, good job, Izuku. And then, he goes to his room. He goes like, Azimuth, I think we should give Izuku master control. Which he was sipping on some water, and then all of a sudden he just, stops. Does, basically finish drinking and everything he does, and he was like, explain. He goes, Since I've been, he goes, yes, in a human body, you do have feelings of a human sometimes, and feelings mostly, actually. So what is it? I'm worried. Izuku's not like Ben, but he's smarter. He won't do anything dumb. You've trained him, and I'm worried a lot. And he goes like, explain you're worried. As then all of a sudden, Paradox comes in, and he was like, hello, is it a bad time? I'm sorry. And, Trick says, no, it's fine, Professor Paradox. He was like, good. Now then, what is it you two are talking about? Which he was like, oh, it's just about the master control that we should give Izuku early. And he was like, it's about that discussion. Well, Smith, do you have any reasons why you shouldn't? Which he goes, he ain't like Ben, but still. He asks if giving someone too much power will be, I know, she says, may corrupt him, but I'm here. I won't let that happen. And he goes, Trix, please discuss the reason why. Which, we go to a flashback when Trix meets, Kirishima. She goes, hey, Kirishima, Izuku told me at lunch about, a carnival coming. Well, a circus coming to Japan. He was like, yeah, you want the flyer? He goes, mm-hmm. He goes, cool, I already took a picture of it. Here. As she sees the poster flyer, and basically says, then she pulls it out of her bag and shows Asmith and Paradox. As Paradox goes like, I see, that's the reason why. The Carnival of Terror. Zombozo, correct? And she does not. And he goes like, Izuku doesn't have Ghost Freak. And any other alien that would benefit him to, defeat him. Because, they are, but it'll be a difficult time for him. Because Zombozo feels on fear. And I don't know if he has a quirk that enhances that or changes everything. And then Asma says, to his advantage, that will render his opponents useless and immobilize. I can see the reason why. As then Paradox will say, Izuku would have a hard time. Though I cannot reveal his future to everyone, but he did defeat him by pure luck. And it did take him quite some time. So, I think giving him the master control to turn to any alien, as long as we limit it to only how much aliens he can use. Say about 50 will be good, or even 100, not 1,000 or so. That'll be too much for the young man. And which Trix not. And so I was like, alright. I'll let him use at least 100. If he proves any, 100 than what he has now. So let's just say he has around maybe like 15 to 20. Alright. So basically, Asmith just says, we'll talk to Izuku at dinner. She goes, thank you, Asmith. Really, you're great. And he goes, you made your point valid, and it's only logical that he would have trouble, depending on what ailments he got. So, that's all I just agreed with. Hold on. So, basically, after Izuku does his homework along with Trix, they basically go to dinner. And Asmith says, Izuku, I think you're ready to handle a little bit more aliens. Which Inko does say, wait, really? In which then Asmith says, I talked to Paradox about it. You were busy you were busy cooking, so it's understandable when you cook you don't hear things. Well, she does chuckle a little. It's true. So basically, as Smith says, and well, we'll give you a lot more aliens. Well, we'll limit the number of aliens though to 50 or 100, depending on what you want. So please, tell me the aliens that you have. In which, well, Izuku says, well, I only have basically the aliens that he has originally, and then the ones he got from everyone else, like Bit Chill and, well, basically, like Big Chill, Echo Echo, the Blitzwolf. He's like, I see. Alright, that's understandable. 100 will be then. He's like, are you sure? He's like, yes. But there's a lot. The aliens will be limited, but Master Control is basically, well, what Trix would have been, anyways. But a lot more features that Ultramatrix can do now. Well, I mean, the Ultramatrix can do. He's like, seriously? He's like, yes. He's like, thank you, Azmith. It really would be great. But just, it's not a problem, Izuku. You've shown me that you'll be able to handle transformations pretty well. Your tactics and intelligence are high enough to where you won't blow up the universe. Or destroy it. He goes, thanks. He's like, not a problem. So, after we finish dinner, well, I'll basically make the sequence activate. As in, no, Trix says, no, I can handle it. And he was like, alright then. So, after they eat dinner, Trix goes into Izuku's room with him, as then she basically, well, starts to have her eyes glow, as then all of a sudden the Ultramatrix glows, and then basically some things are happening. In which then, well, basically her voice says, Master Control access granted, Master Control can be used. Just, there you go. How's that? He's like, thanks, so what can I do with this? He goes, well, you can think of any alien you want, and then you'll be able to transform into it. And it's always on repeating instead of, well, you have to, detransform, retransform. You'll still use your stamina, so don't worry about that. And, well, you can scan people afar now without being there, right next to them. So, how's that? It goes, pretty interesting. And they also activate on voice command, but since I'm already here in person, well, And he goes, yeah. So, it's not that late. We'll watch a movie before we go to bed. She does nod, and well, they watch a movie. So after that, they go to school the next day. Kirishima, sees Trix, hold on to Izuku a lot more happier than usual. Oh, a bit more happier than normal. He was like, what happened? He goes, it's nothing much. Just, got an upgrade. Which, Mia was like, really? So he explains about Master Control and what it can really do, which they're both shocked. And, well, they're happy for Izuku. So then, after that, though, they get to school. Trix, kisses him on the lips, saying, I miss you, basically, and just goes to her class. In which Izuku goes, I'm very lucky. In which Mina says, well, you do have her always. And he goes, I know, with me. But still, you miss her. Which, while the Trix was walking away, she heard it anyways, and her face is red and smiling. So they get to class, everything's going normal, people are talking until Aizawa comes in. He was like, impressive, only 5 minutes. Good, getting better. So, I will not be teaching your class. Instead, someone else will. Which everyone's thinking, who would it be? As then all of a sudden, All Might appears, saying, I'm coming in, look at normal person, basically. And Izuku thinks, normal? Yeah, no. That's the opposite of normal. Wait, what am I saying? My life ain't normal either. So, All Might says everything like he says, and then basically press the button, everyone gets their hero costume. Izuku, hero costume, let's just say, Trix specially designed it for him. She's making it where it's the Ben 10 jacket, look from Alien Force. That green jacket and blue pants and regular sneakers, but it's like it's like actual metal fibers are engraved into the jacket along with the shirts and pants basically, so where it's bulletproof and heat-proof cold. Basically it'll heat up and keeping him warm. And basically, she even added some, let's just say, nanobots to basically keep his head safe from any bullets. And the 10 on basically the 10 on his, jacket. He goes, so when he sees it and puts it on, he was like, interesting. 10. Why not? Ben 10 has a hero name. That won't be my actual name, but it'd be kind of funny. But then there's a note, and it says, Izuku, this hero outfit's to protect you at all times. Basically, nanomachines cover around your shirt, basically have a force field around your head, and, they basically can take the sunlight, any light actually, and use it to charge them up. It's like solar electricity, solar power, but it's with any light. The jacket can heat you up and cool you off in the summer or winter, along with the shirt is basically the shirt, jacket, pants are basically has metal fibers in them to keep you safe from being stabbed or shot if you're not in, alien form, or if you're not in your transformations. And basically, the sneakers do have some features that will allow you to even, walk on walls if needed. And there's also a visibility function. So, I just want to let you know this. And he smiles and he goes, thanks, Trix. Which then she says in his head, you're welcome. So, after that, he does, turns into heat blast and burns the letter real quick and de-transforms. And he even let go of the paper and then he just stomping on it after it burned all the way. So, So after that, he goes out and All Might says, where's your Midoriya? Then he says, right here. Which everyone sees his costume and they're like, oh, really? He was like, what? Don't like it? Like, no, it's just not flashy. My quirk is a mutation / transformation. So, I really can't be flashy clothing. Gotta go simplify. Right? Which Kirishima was like, I think it looks manly. And Mina says, I agree. It's you. And he was like, thanks. So, after that, All Might explains about the heroes versus villains, two-man team, and, basically, it's villain team, Bakugo and Ida, hero team, Kirishima and Midoriya, which both of them high-five each other. He says it's gonna be easy. He's like, I know. Our teamwork's pretty good. Which Kirishima was like, yeah. Which Bakugo gets a little jealous. He's like, when since they've been buddies? Wait, the nerd did transfer middle schools. Did they? No. No one had been friends with him, right? Right? So, after that, Bakugo and Ida go inside and they place the bomb in the same area. Kirishima and Deku are making a plan, which Kirishima says, so, what do you think is going to happen? He's like, Bakugo's going to come after me and, try to fight me. You focus on Ida, And, well, he was like, yeah, I basically fight him. Try to make sure his stamina is lost so that when you come in, you can easily defeat him. He was right. So, what do you think it's going to be, though, on the floor? He was like, well, the most logical thing would be on the fourth floor, right? He's like, yeah, good to use your brain. He's like, thanks. I mean, hanging out with you a lot, and studying with you sometimes really does help. And he was like, that is true, Kirishima. Anyways, All should be telling us to go, and then he goes, well, your teammate entered the building. He goes like, alright. In which Kirishima was like, hey, who do you think is going to be better to, go inside? He goes, And then basically he looks through his aliens, and then he goes, gotcha. As he just, presses the Omnitrix, and then he basically transforms into Echo, basically. So, after that, they did go inside, and Bakugo does exactly the same thing, but since Izuku is shorter, he tries to follow explosion, but he sees Kirishima. Kirishima hardens and, blocks it. Izuku sends a sound wave, sending him flying into a wall. And, well, he says, I have him, Kirishima. And he's like, I know, good luck, Midoriya, bro. And he puts the thumbs up. So, basically, Kirishima runs away to go find Ida. As Bakugo was like, what the? A new transformation? He was like, try to hit me, Bakugo. And where she was like, I will, you shitty nerd. So basically, Bakugo and Zuko's fight is Bakugo tries to follow explosions, Izuku uses sound waves. This goes on for a couple of minutes. Kirishima found Ida, and their fight is basically, Kirishima's, part of his body, as basically Ida tries to use her simple burst multiple times as Kirishima's taken now. And since he's trained with Izuku with his quirk, he's way more, he would get unbreakable form, I think, early. So he wouldn't all of a sudden, because he knows it's getting, he needs to hold out a little bit more. The hardening quirk, his defense is breaking. He goes into unbreakable mode. Then, he does find it more difficult. So, along with Izuku, while the fight's happening, all of a sudden someone will just blow up a hole in the side of the building with, a wand. And Bakugo and Zuko look over, as then she goes, Katsuki, Bakugo, I'm here to, kill you. And he goes, what the? Who are you, extra? And she goes, you don't remember me? He was like, I don't remember weaklings if you are one. She was like, oh, I am no weakling, you arrogant prick. As she launches a magical spell at Bakugo, which is Charmcaster. So, basically, Bakugo, uses explosions to get out of the way, and then, Zuko's like, what the? Who are? And then she goes, out of my way, wherever you are, as, she flings Zuko outside of the window. As Bakugo goes like, doesn't matter who you are, I'm still going to. And then she goes, silence, as his mouth gets closed, and he tries to speak, he can't. Oh my goes like, what the? As then, all of a sudden, a magical spell, it's blocking the door. He goes, what? As Hexus goes like, so that's the boy. Interesting. Let's see what reason why the rune stone was broken. So, what happens is this though, Charmcaster and Bakugo are fighting. He throws explosions, she uses the train to help her block, and then basically she launches a magical spell at Bakugo, in which it does not hit, but when it does, it he's able to be thrown around or electrocutes him a little, basically, and it does hurt. She even summons out some of her little minions, rock creatures, and it runs towards him and tries to attack him as he explodes them. But when he explodes one, the other one comes out and bites one of his gauntlets, breaking it, and he's thinking, "Shit!" So he hears the other one is perfectly ready, and he's outside the building. So he basically pulls the pin, and he's thinking, "Die, you extra!" Basically, as the explosion goes towards her, she creates a magical shield blocking it, and she goes, "Your quirk is very strong, but compared to me, it's nothing but child's play." Which Buck was thinking, "What the?" As Zuko's, meanwhile, Zuko was falling out of the building. He did hit a wall. He was hurting for a little bit. And he does get up. He's like, "Ah!" And this fight was basically, they were pretty far, so he heard the explosion when he saw it. And he's like, "What the crap?" So he detransforms. He goes over into an alleyway. He goes, okay. The energy quirk won, but it couldn't be, right? Magic doesn't exist. As then basically, Trix goes, "Magic? What's wrong?" As he was like, "Okay, for some real reason, there's these rock creatures that have pink and markings on them, and then this girl with white hair, pink or purple magenta maybe outfit, basically. It's just with a wand that has weird energy coming off of it. And hits Bucko. She can use the train to her advantage, and she goes, "Magic. Wait, that sounds like Charmcaster." Then, oh my God, Izuku. This is one of Ben's old enemies. Well, in this world, it's your enemy, though. He's like, "What? What do you mean?" He's like, "Look. Okay, I need you to trust me, alright? Okay, so do you know any alien that is strong against magic?" He goes, "Well, actually, there is one that's immune to magic. Or any type of magic, to be honest." He's like, "Really? Can you tell me the name of it?" She goes, "Okay, but you're gonna think it's a stupid name. And don't even try to change it." He goes, "Okay. Hold on, because I forgot how to say this name." She says, "The name of it's Terraspin." He's like, "Yeah, stupid name." As then Ben sneezed from his dimension. He's like, "Huh? Why did I?" Because Izuku then said after saying, "Can't believe Ben's thought of it." Then the sneeze happened. She was like, "Look, you'll find out why he called it, but just right now, just know that's gonna be your best bet against them." He's like, okay, fine." So, also, by the way, this was by my friend who told me about it. So, yeah. Anyways, so Zuko basically says, "Terraspin," as in he transforms. Well, he thinks of it. So then he transforms, and then, he's like, "Okay, so how do I," he just starts spinning his arms, and then all of a sudden he realizes he can float, hover on the ground. He's like, "Alright then, I can use this." So then he goes, out of the alleyway over to then, where Bakugo and Charmcaster are fighting. He's going faster and faster. It's like, "Alright, so if I stop my hovering on the ground, put my feet on it, and then I grab her, I can throw her into the building that's right in front of, right behind her." So he tries to do that plan. She moves it away, and he crashes right into it. He's like, "Ah, that hurts. It smarts." So basically, he gets up. He basically turns his body around, just uses the air basically for him to get up. And Charmcaster goes like, "Who are you?" He was like, "I'm the guy who you threw out the window." He was like, "Oh, really? Transformation, I guess, quirk. Doesn't matter. You're just gonna, fail anyways." As then, she basically tries to use some magic on him, and it fails. And he goes, "I guess your energy-based quirk doesn't work on me." She's like, "What the? How's that?" And she's not paying attention, so Zuko, shoots on it, wind pressure air cannon, and using his limbs to spin, as in basically it sends her flying into the building. And well, Baka also used an explosion with this air gas, and it does damage her quite a bit, which Hex uses telepathic saying, "Charmcaster, get out of there!" And he's like, "I can't." He goes, "No, get out of there." Which she goes, "Right." And she looks at Bakugo. She goes, "Be warned, Bakugo Katsuki. I will return, basically to get my revenge on you. I swear it." Basically, as she teleports out of there. Hex, deactivates the barrier, blocking the exit for the monitor room. As then Izuku was like, "What did you do to her?" He's like, "I don't know, nerd. I don't know who she even is." Which, let's have a flashback. It's the day where Bakugo lost All For One, so the entrance exam. He's just walking along. He goes like, stupid nerd girlfriend, stupid Quirk and All Might." Basically, he just stumbles away, and then he bumps into somebody. And basically, he goes like, "Oi, watch where you're looking." And then the girl says, "Watch where you're looking, Pomeranian." He's like, what'd you say?" And she goes, "You heard me. I said watch where you're going. Do I have to say it louder, stupid?" He's like, "Who are you, extra?" She goes, "It doesn't matter. Just get lost already." She's walking away and she's holding a runestone. She was like, "Time to get this to Uncle Hex. He's gonna be proud of me for getting this." And then Bakugo was like, so he jumps forward and he launches an explosion. He was like, "Die, extra!" And he does launch an explosion, sending her flying, but she drops the runestone, it breaks in half, and, she hits the wall, and, she does cough a little, the saliva out, and when she lands on the ground, he's like, "Remember the name, Bakugo Katsuki, the future #1 hero." So, and then he says, "Don't mess with me," and then he walks away. She sees the runestone's broken. She goes to Hex. She apologizes for it, and then he asks what happened. She tells her the truth of what Bakugo did to her, and he says, "It can be repaired, but it will take some time. But for breaking it, your punishment is, 3 weeks of no magic or, outside." She's, but I didn't." He goes, "I said no magic or going outside, understood?" She was like, "Yes, uncle." So she goes to her room, and Hex just sighs, and he goes like, "It is repairable, but it would take time. Just another part of my day." So after that was a flashback. So All Might comes in, he asks the two if they're alright. Bakugo just, Izuku de-transformed, he was like, "We're alright, All Might, thanks." He was like, "Oh, okay. Well, looks like we're going to have to end this class today, but well, it looks like they left. We'll finish the class up, alright?" Which they nod. So, but when they get back, basically Ida's defeated and Kirishima's touching the bomb, and he goes, "Hero team wins." And Izuku looks at Bakugo, he's like, "Whatever, nerd. We'll interrupt in our fight. Next time we fight, we'll see who wins." It's like, "Sure thing, Bakugo." So after that, everything goes the same, and, well, really nothing happens. All Might tells Nezu, Nezu's shocked by this, and, well, Izuku and Trix going home. Izuku tells her what happened. She says, I'm glad that, we gave you the master control." She's holding his arm and, clinging very much more. He's like, overprotected much? She goes, "I don't want to lose you." And he goes, and then he just pats her on the head. He was like, "I know, I love you too." She does smile, and, she's glad to be around, she's glad we met. So, when he gets home, he tells Azimuth, his mom, what happened. And, well, Paradox comes in. He was like, "Hello, wrong time." I don't think so, but maybe. And then he was like, Paradox. He was like, "Izuku, tell me what happened today." And he tells them about Charmcaster. Well, And he was like, yes, it's one of your enemies in the future. She's a lot more powerful, but as of now, she's still weak compared to she will be in the future. Be warned. Never let your guard down with her. He's like, right. Especially her uncle. You need to find out where they are to get rid of those runestones that he has as soon as possible. Runestones? He was like, yes, allow me to explain about it. And then he explains about the runestones, which Ben and, well, Gwen had to deal with. Well, Uncle Ben. He's like, okay, thanks. It's no problem. And he goes, ta-ta, as then, he disappears. Meanwhile, in America, as a base goes like, we keep getting this signal of high alien tech. What do you think, Max? You're like, well, I think we should send someone out there. About me. He was like, no problem. I mean, there'll be no problem for you. And I agree. He's like, alright, I'll find where it is and then I report back if it's anything dangerous or not. And if it's in the wrong hands, I will secure it. He goes, right. So, and that's where we're going to leave it off, everyone. I hope you guys liked the video. Have a nice day, night, wherever you are, and bye.